YouTube. So here we are today at Anatomage, and we have Dr. Grace.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
And we have Brendon, who is the top tech at Anatomage, and he really knows how to show you how easy it is to do cephalometric tracing.
Alright, so this is the 3D analysis for Anatomage. Basically what we can do is we can trace all the structures directly onto the 3D volume. So I'm going to hit create tracing, and then from here, now what I can do is I can place it directly onto the volume. So I'm just going to place orbital right on the lowest point there, which you can see now is in my cross section. So it'll show you exactly where that is on your cross section.
So if you want to change it, so how do you do this?
You have to actually go back and actually redo that one.
Redo?
Yeah.
You cannot just line up here?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet?
Right, exactly. So then from here we could say, all right, Porion left. So place that on Porion left. Porion right. Place that right on Porion right. And then Nasion. So now with that, I've actually set up all of my coordinates. So it's just placing a couple of points right on those structures that'll place up all of your coordinates and reorientate it for you. So then from there, you just roll down the rest of this list. You can say Nasion Profile. And then again, it's showing you exactly where each one of these points is.
Right.
And then right click and just move on right on to the next one. So Maxillary Profile. And if you miss any one of these, you can actually go back and tweak all this stuff when you're done. And then just move right on to the next one. So the nice thing is that when you place these points on here, it places it directly on the volume. So when I place this, it'll actually conform right to that scan. And then it will automatically calculate that tracing mark for you. And then we just go ahead and do the next one here. Click, move on to the next one. So now we're going to do the Nebula Profile. I'm going to do just the whole coronoid process here as well. Top of the condyle back there. Right click, move on to the next one here. So we can do this tracing in about 2 minutes or so. This is really set up for speed and accuracy. Symphyseal here. Move on to the next one. Cephalometric Profile. Soft tissue profile. So this one's a really good example of showing you how it automatically calculates out your landmarks. So notice I'm putting a bunch of points on here so I can conform the line. But when I'm finished, it'll actually only give you just the tracing landmarks. So it'll automatically calculate your outermost point here, your innermost point here. And then you can see that it automatically calculated A, ANS, PNS, and all those marks as well. Alright, and then upper right incisor, so we do the root, we do the crown, and then the labial. Lower incisor, root, crown, labial. Now I can actually go in and change some of this stuff too. So maybe for the molars I don't want to do the teeth mode. I want to do more of like a grayscale mode. So I can say maybe I want to change this to grayscale so I can see a better cross section of that molar. So I do root of the upper molar, anterior cusp, and then posterior cusp. And then the same thing for the next one. Root, anterior, posterior. Then when everything's done, you'll say, okay, now you're finished. Now, I'll go ahead and turn my slice locator off. Now what I can see is that my 3D volume actually has my tracings in it now. So one of the big things obviously is, how do you correlate your 2D knowledge of cephalometrics to 3D that you have just done? If you turn this to the profile view and turn off your volume, You have something that looks very, very familiar.
Yes.
Right, so now all of this new 3D stuff that you just did, which is much more accurate because you placed it on the actual structure, now you can see in 2D and still be able to diagnose from there. So from here, now we can get into all of the measurements and everything. So we can, turn different measurements on or off here. We can also turn reference lines and planes on or off. So let's say if I want to turn on Frankfurt horizontal, maxillary, mandibular, occlusal plane, maybe the mid-sagittal plane as well. So now we can actually get all those correlated together. But as soon as we pick that up, all those lines now becomes 3D planes. And you can change any of your volume renderings here as well. So every point in here is completely customizable. Here's your analysis. Obviously a couple little things are off right now because I didn't do it right, but we'll be able to kind of do any kind of default analysis or custom analysis. You can create your own landmarks, you can create your own measurements, you can create your own reference lines or planes, as well as your own analysis. The other really big thing is you can incorporate the Anatomodel right into here. So the digital modeling service that we do, excuse me, we can incorporate that right into the analysis. So we say maybe I want to turn my skin opacity up, right? And so now I can include patient information, direct patient information in there.